rescue planes search the Newfoundland forests for the Belgian transatlantic airliner which crashed with 44 passengers.
27 people died here, and they're buried here on site. There's actually a cemetery right beside the plane here. It's a very sacred place. Anybody that comes up here should show respect.
I haven't seen anything like this before. I can't believe it's still here.
Oh, wow, this is incredible. Finally made it. Wow, this is crazy. Wow. Hey, welcome back, explorers. Today we're at a pretty incredible spot. I made it to Newfoundland, Canada, and today we're exploring an abandoned plane crash site. It's an incredible story. There was quite a few deaths here. I think there was 27 people that died, and they're buried here on site. There's actually a cemetery right beside the plane here, and they buried them right here. And they left all the wreckage here because it was just too hard to remove all the wreckage and remove the bodies. Back in the day, there was no trails here, no roads here. It took a long time for rescuers to reach the people that were injured here and still alive. Some people did survive, but a lot of them died on impact and died within the next day or so from their injuries. It's a very sacred place. Anybody that comes up here should show respect because of the people that passed away here and got injured. And I'm going to respect it. I'm going to explore it. It was quite the trek on the way up. The trails were getting smaller and smaller as we went. Enough chatting, let's explore this crash site here. Let's go.
Located in a remote area of Newfoundland, Canada, sits a horrific 1946 plane crash site that is still here for anyone to explore. On September 18, 1946, the Belgian Sabena Airways 4-engine DC-4 aircraft, with 44 passengers on board, crossed the Atlantic and was scheduled to land and refuel at the Gander Airport in Newfoundland, Canada. The plane approached Gander and the weather was terrible. There was over 60 km/h winds, dense fog, rain, causing low visibility and turbulence. The pilot attempted to get a visual on the runway. so the pilot lowered the plane's altitude. The plane was blown off course due to high winds. Once the pilot noticed they were off course, it was too late. They were way too low. They seen the mountains and started hitting tops of the trees. On September 18, 1946, at 4:15 a.m., the plane crashed. It was concluded the cause of the crash was the pilot did not carry out the appropriate approach procedure for landing in bad weather conditions.
Rescue planes searched the Newfoundland forests for the Belgian transatlantic airliner which crashed with 44 passengers. Only a few miles from its landing ground at Gander Airport, the aircraft broke up on a wooded hillside when fog closed in. For many hours the search went on to locate the wreckage and get help to the 18 passengers who still survived. Rescue work was difficult in the swampy ground through which the survivors were carried to the nearest clearing. Here, Coast Guard helicopters did great work in transporting the burned and exhausted passengers after their terrible ordeal. Skillfully maneuvered, these machines played an indispensable part in one of the most dramatic rescues of all time. In this way, the injured were transferred to nearby Wolf Lake, where rafts took them to amphibian planes. Soon they were being rushed to hospital and all that medical skill could offer. In record time, the amphibian reaches Gander Airport, where the ill-fated plane was to have landed.
You can see the cemetery just over here. We'll go take a look later. I couldn't imagine being in a plane crash. Just looking out the window and realizing you're going down and this could be the end.
In the early morning of September 18th, 1946, hunters Abbott and Bruce were hunting in the area. They noticed a small plane flying low and coming towards them. The pilot was signaling to them to come this way. The man quickly ran towards the woods following the small plane. The small plane tipped its wings to let the men know where to go. Once the men reached the site, it was a horrific scene. There were badly burnt bodies everywhere, body parts, badly injured survivors. The hunters did what they could with the supplies they had. They helped keep the survivors warm and comfortable.
There's the prop there. They put this monument here just to show respect to the people that died here. This looks like part of the landing gear, and there's the wing right there. Yeah, the rubber tires probably all burnt. Yeah, that's definitely the landing gear. Oh wow, look at that. You know, it's a sacred spot up here. You know, and I don't explore too many places where people have passed away or killed. But there was a lot of people that died here that day. And I think they used to maintain the cemetery more, but I think they're just, over the years, people are passing on and they're not keeping up on the place. They used to, I think, cut the grass here once in a while. I think just with a blade. They didn't bring a lawnmower up here, I don't think, but they used to keep up on it. But as you could see, the trail coming in here was starting to get overgrown.
It took several days for rescuers to find this remote location. Many of the passengers were incinerated in their seats, and others thrown from the crash into the woods. The nose of the aircraft was completely torn off. The pilot, still strapped to his seat, was thrown through the windshield 70 feet, coming to a rest beside a large birch tree.
Here's the engine here, looks like. Oh yeah. Looks like the piston right there. Here's the other landing gear. What is that? Oh yeah, you can see the hydraulic here. Here's the other engine here. What a damage on this thing. So here's the cemetery here, where I think 26 people are buried. The grass has grown over quite a bit. They should actually leave a tool here where people can come here and maybe cut the grass, knock it down a bit. There's a gate over there. I heard a lot of the loved ones that lost people here, or survivors of this wreck, they come here sometimes and pay their respects. But this happened a long time ago, so even the people that were impacted by this are passed away. So that's probably why this is not kept up as it should be. So here's the prop here. They poured some concrete and made this monument here. I just met David up here, and he's going to tell me a story about how they got the concrete up here for this monument here.
Yeah, it was my brother. He worked at the Search and Rescue 103, and I brought him up as we were mountain biking, and he wanted to make the monument. So then he went back, brought it forward to the base, and then they figured they're going to go ahead and make it, and then they formed it all, and then they slung all the concrete in underneath the Labrador helicopter and poured it in. And
That's amazing.
Quite the project. And then out there they slung it in underneath the helicopter and lowered it down, the prop from the hangar.
That's great they did that.
Yep.
So your brother helped with this? Your brother got it all going?
Edward Fowler, yeah.
Wow, that's great.
He worked at Search and Rescue.
Yeah, because when I came up here, I was wondering how they got the concrete up for this thing. Because I know it's a far walk from the road. And bringing bags of concrete and all the water up here would be hard to do. But that's awesome.
No, they slung it in.
hope you guys enjoyed the video. What an incredible spot. I'm so glad I came up here. I'd like to say thank you to Wayne at the Twin Ponds Wilderness Resort for taking me up here. I contacted them and they were very kind enough to take me up here. I'd like to also say thank you to Danielle and Jennifer. They really helped me out at the resort, got me a place to stay. Awesome breakfast, great service. So I'll definitely put their links in the description, so if you guys want to check them out, they do ATV tours and they'll take you here. If you want to come up here, they'll take you here. I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. See you next time.